Something is changing at Daytona, and Denny Hamlin just put a number on it. Not, it'll be better. Not, we'll see. A number, 20%. For a three-time Daytona 500 champion to throw out a specific figure like that on his own podcast without hedging, that's not hype. That's a driver who has seen the data and believes it. So what exactly is NASCAR changing, and why does it matter so much heading into the Coke Zero 400? Let's break it down. NASCAR is overhauling its Superspeedway package for Daytona and Talladega. The rear spoiler is coming down. Horsepower numbers are shifting. The goal is simple: kill the single file, fuel-saving snooze fests, and bring back real side-by-side racing. On top of that, the Clash is returning to Daytona, restoring its old spot as the traditional lead-in to the Daytona 500. And Denny Hamlin, one of the most respected voices in the garage, is publicly backing both moves. The new package gets its first real test on August 29, when the Coke Zero 400 goes green at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. To understand why this matters, you have to understand what drivers have been complaining about for years. Superspeedway racing at Daytona and Talladega has drifted into a predictable, frustrating pattern. Cars fall into single-file lines. Nobody wants to pull out and break the draft because doing so kills your momentum and your fuel numbers. The result? Fields that ride around for 400 miles conserving fuel, then scramble into chaos on the final lap. Fans hate it. Drivers hate it. It's been called a coin flip more than a race. Survive the pack, hope for a good final restart, and pray you're not the one caught up in the big one. That's the frustration NASCAR is trying to solve. And bringing the Clash back to Daytona isn't just nostalgia. It restores a genuine tune-up event, a place where teams and drivers can actually learn something before Speed Weeks and the 500 itself. Yet this package works. It doesn't just fix one race, it resets the blueprint for how Superspeedway racing is supposed to look going forward. Here's where it gets interesting from a strategy standpoint. Hamlin didn't just praise the change, he explained the actual engineering logic behind it, and it's smarter than most fans probably realize. Right now, breaking away from a drafting line requires a huge group of cars behind you, or you're dead in the water. Hamlin described a scenario when the curb package were pulling out of a line with insufficient support as essentially suicide. You get swallowed back up immediately. The fix NASCAR is chasing is a package where a much smaller group, maybe just 3 or 4 cars, can successfully pull a new line and get it moving. That's a massive shift in racing dynamics. It rewards aggression and skill instead of pure positioning and patience. Is this smart? Strategically, yes. It restores driver agency. It turns Daytona back into a race where being a great superspeedway driver actually means something instead of just being lucky enough to survive. Is it risky? Also, yes. More multi-lane movement means more contact opportunities. More side-by-side racing at 190 miles an hour means more chances for the exact kind of chaos NASCAR spent years trying to reduce through other safety measures. There's a real tension here between more exciting and more dangerous, and NASCAR is threading that needle in real time. And notice Hamlin's own caution. He was clear that this isn't a total transformation, it's incremental. That's a veteran manager expectations, not overselling a product. That restraint actually makes his 20% claim more credible, not less. Expect a split reaction here. Hardcore superspeedway fans who remember the earlier eras of Daytona racing will be cautiously thrilled. This is the multi-lane, unpredictable, edge-of-your-seat racing style they've been begging NASCAR to bring back for years. But skeptics, and there will be plenty, will point out that NASCAR has tweaked this package before without solving the fundamental problem. Some analysts will argue that until we see actual side-by-side racing deep into a green flag run, this is just optimistic talk from a guy with a podcast to fill. The truth probably lives in the middle. Nobody's declaring victory until Daytona proves it under race conditions. Best case, the Coke Zero 400 delivers exactly what Hamlin is describing. Multiple lanes stay alive deep into the run. Drivers get rewarded for aggression instead of punished for it. NASCAR walks into next year's Clash and Daytona 500 with real momentum and a validated formula. Worst case, the changes look good on paper, but the field still bunches up in the predictable single-file lines once the laps start ticking down. Fans see the same frustrating pattern dressed up in a new spoiler height, and the credibility hit is worse than if NASCAR had left it alone. Either way, August 29th becomes a defining data point for where superspeedway racing goes from here. So here's the real question. Is Denny Hamlin's 20% prediction backed by real data, or is it a veteran driver hyping up a change before it's actually been tested under race conditions? Drop your prediction in the comments. Are you buying the optimism, or have we heard this before? If you want the full breakdown when the Coke Zero 400 actually runs, make sure you're subscribed, because we're covering it the second the checkered flag falls.